Good morning, everyone. Greetings to you. I am so excited to be here today. Welcome to another episode of the Ntomodu Show. For those of you who do not know, Ntomodu means words of wisdom that I share with you to add to your repertoire. What lessons do you want to share with the world? And what does the world want to share with you? Today, I present to you a very exciting human being. Somebody it's been a pleasure to know. I want to introduce you to a designer behind the remarkable Monolithic STEM Joe Domes, whose commitment to STEM education and housing support for women aging out of foster care will transform the way we think about architecture's potential to address societal challenges. The innovative designs will not only create spaces for learning, but also provide a heaven for women in need, leaving a lasting impact on individuals and communities alike. His name is Joe Byers. Joe's bio is so very long, I'm going to tell you, I just couldn't read all of it, but I just want to share some of it with you. The shorter version. Lieutenant Commander Joe Byers is a service-disabled Mustang Gulf War veteran who served 20 years in aviation maintenance while serving this country on active duty in the United States Navy. He has an extensive background in aircraft hydraulic system maintenance through his initial training as an aviation structural engineer, or rather mechanic, hydraulics, in the United States Navy rather. During these tours, he completed 4 deployments aboard the aircraft carriers USS Saratoga, USS America, USS Roosevelt, and completed the maiden deployment on one of the Navy's newest Nimitz, if I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, class carriers, the USS Harry S. Truman, while home ported in Norfolk, Virginia. While on active duty, Joe completed a Bachelor of Science in Technology Management with University in St. Leo, Florida, and a Master of Aeronautical Engineering Science with specialization in Safety Program Management with Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University in Daytona Beach, Florida. During November 1995, Joe was selected for officer commissioning as an Aerospace Maintenance Duty Officer, 1520, and attended Officer Candidate School in Pensacola, Florida, graduating May 1996. During his final tour on active duty, Joe was selected as Commander, Fleet Logistics Support, Wing Aircraft Maintenance Officer of the Year, owing to his extreme vision, tenacity, and unequaled maintenance expertise. In May 2005, he was awarded the Navy Commendation Medal for superior performance and was recognized as the naval officer that has made the most significant contributions to the maintenance and logistics fields of the Naval Air Force Reserve. Joe was medically retired in March 2019 and currently lives with his wife Diane on their horse farm in Brown Summit. Diane has over 40 years of experience breeding and raising various breeds of horses, including Shire Draft and New Forest Welch ponies in Florida and North Carolina. Joe's new retirement career path now consists of equine farm horse management, volunteer certified master gardener with North Carolina State University's extension program, and volunteer board member for Peace Reigns, providing veteran equine therapy clinics for veterans of North Carolina through coordination with the Veterans Service Center located in Raleigh, North Carolina. Ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed my pleasure. I tell you very honestly, his bio is about full. I couldn't share everything, but for what little I shared, I think he'll share more. It is my pleasure to welcome Joe Byers. Hello, Joe. How are you? How are you? How are you? So wonderful to have you on the show today. How has it been? How are you doing? Tell us a little bit. How's it going for you right now?
Well, living here in North Carolina, Brown Summit, We stay pretty busy. The horses keep us busy. The farm keeps us busy. And of course, I love gardening and working with plants and flowers. And that's kind of my side hobby now. And then the other hobby, which is the full-time hobby, is the STEM Joe Dome project, which I've been working on since 2009. So that's been a long road for me to go down. And you know what? It has a special purpose. And I'm not giving up. It's going to
No, we're not.
It's going to be built. We're going to make it happen.
Yes.
And this is going to help a lot of women and children around the world.
Yes. Yes.
I strongly believe that. I'm not giving up on this dream. I've been down many roads, and it's very important to me. And it was given to me in a vision, a dream, in 2009, over a 6-week period. God gave me this dream to help people.
Yes.
That is my purpose in life. That is why I'm here. That is why I met Dr. Osimiri and all the faculty and staff. You know, I think if we can spend our lives and accomplish something that has an impact to help other people, there's no more perfect design than the STEM Joe Dome project. There is no other perfect design. And it has huge potential in research and development. Renewable energy and agricultural technologies. And it's a STEM. Science, technology, engineering, math.
Yes.
This is where you create new ideas.
We're going to talk about all the individual things that's going to happen in the dome. You truly have revolutionized the concept of sustainable living and educational spaces by combining them in a unique and impactful way. You know, it seems like you have seamlessly integrated the principles of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics STEM with the pressing need for safe and affordable housing for women aging out of foster care, which I approached you with. This is a very, very important work that we're going to be doing in the dome. You have pioneered this structure. I'm excited about this structure. This is a path towards a better future for those vulnerable individuals. Right. And your partnership with us, the African Women Mobilization Commission, of which I'm the founder and CEO, to actualize this educational opportunity for women is very exciting to me. Joe, before we get started, before we start talking about everything that we're going to be doing with the domes, I think it's important for me to play a video showing people what the housing unit is going to be like, what the dome looks like outside and inside. And so we can now talk about it. So I'm just going to play. This is a condensed, ladies and gentlemen, this is just a condensed version of the Joe Dome. So here we go. And then we'll come back, Joe, and we'll talk some more.
Okay, great.
Joe, I am so, you know what I'm looking forward to is those young women aging out of foster care, walking into the domes to see what the next 2 years of their lives will be like, where they'll learn STEM, all kinds of things to learn. And then upon graduation, they can get jobs quite easily because there's such a high demand for women in STEM.
Yes.
I cannot tell you how excited I was when you called, or I don't know who called who, when you talked to me about the fact, okay, let's go, let's get this work started. And we talked about that the best thing to do with it is to use it to help these young women aging out of foster care. Because usually what happens to them is they end up in the streets. They get raped, they start drinking, they do drugs and all sorts of things. Some of them get killed. So, but here you are providing the essentials for making this awesome program happen. I want to ask you this question. There's so much to ask you anyway, but how did you get started? How did you get started designing the STEM Joe Dome project? What excited you about the concept? Did you get it from somebody? Did you get the idea from somebody, or did it just come to you? How did this happen?
It was in a dream. It was a dream over a 6-week period. And this dream happened at 3:00 every morning. I got a snippet of the concept in the dream. And I would get up at 6 a.m. after having this dream. I was like, where did that come from? So I would take the concept over 6 weeks, snippet, and I put it into a design. I was like, well, I've never seen this before. So then what happened was when I had the actual conceptual drawing, I had some architects in New York that said, Joe, we'll put this in a rendering for you. So you will? Oh, yes, we'll do it for free. I said, okay. So then architects in New York, a friend of mine that was architect, Joe Baglino and Rick Alfandre, so they're into environmental design type projects, very intelligent people. And I love these guys, very, very supportive of my idea. And then when I had the idea in the architectural rendering, I found a 3D animation engineer in Norway, of all places. His name was Norbert Bissett. And then Norbert's like, well, Joe, I could probably put this into animation and get this concept so people can see what it's like to be in the village of the Joe Dome project. So I said, well, that's probably expensive to do that, right? He said, I'll do it for almost free. I was like, okay. So then once I had the video, and then, once that's been on YouTube, we've had people from the news media approaching us to do interviews in New York on the concept. And I was like, holy cow, how does this happen? It doesn't happen by mistake. The idea didn't happen by mistake. It has a very special purpose. And when this purpose happens and this village is built, it's going to be known around the world as a program that's educational supported, that's STEM, that creates jobs, it creates new technologies that's never been thought of before through STEM, through the women. The women involved in these programs are going to get degrees to go out and find jobs. They're not going to be on the streets anymore. That's the purpose. And that's how it gets started.
and it's so aesthetically pleasing. Yes, it's highly functional and energy efficient. Now, let me ask you, what is your vision on how the project can create jobs? I know there's a possibility of them graduating and create get jobs, But what is your vision on how the project can create jobs through education in renewable energy and agricultural technologies?
So part of my education after the Navy is I went through a program in Carbondale, Colorado. And the VA, I'm a disabled vet, the VA paid for this program for me to go to it. And it was a program involving solar, wind, geothermal systems designs. And it's Solargy International out in Carbondale, Colorado. And you know what? They can provide educational programs with the project because I already know them, have a relationship with them. I've been to their schooling. Their certifications will make solar engineers. It'll make wind engineers. It'll make geothermal engineers. We'll make agricultural farmers, technologies that support those systems. That's where that is a, what do you call, leapfrog? That's a leapfrog for this world to create jobs in renewable energy and then be able to have programs to support education. That's how you lift humanity, is through education.
Yes.
You don't do it any other way. Education.
Yeah.
That's the answer.
That's the answer. That's how you. And then the key thing for me personally, as the president of OMSI, is for me to be a part of this phenomenal project, to bring women, and give them the opportunity that many of them ordinarily will not have. As we indicated earlier, a lot of them end up in the streets, do drugs and what have you. But we are going to be working with the Department of the foster care department, so that once these young women age out of foster care, instead of going into the streets, they go straight into the domes. We're planning for about 100 to start with, and the dome, the picture that I just showed, the video that we just showed, shows how and where they will be housed, how pleasant it looks. I mean, it's just exciting. And then afterwards, the other thing that we're doing that's exciting is that we're collaborating with organizations who are interested in people graduating in STEM, STEM fields, So once it's like once they graduate, they get straight to work, right?
That's right. Yes.
Work, no fooling around. Tell me, what are your thoughts about that? How does that move you?
Well, I get kind of excited talking about the project because I see the potential. I see the huge potential. I see people approaching us saying, we want to do your project in our country. Yes. Can you help us? Yeah. Well, is it cheap? No, it's not a cheap project. But you know what? Money's not going to be the concern, but we're creating possibilities. We're creating jobs. We're creating technologies that have never been thought before. Cutting edge technologies.
Very cutting edge.
So what I was going to say, when you look at the concept, and when we did an interview with Newsmax TV, I think it's been about 10 years ago, Dr. Osimiri.
10 years ago, yes.
We were approached. Ed Berliner. He's a notary, famous person that does news interviews in New York City. Mm-hmm. You know what he said? He said, your project's futuristic. I don't know that it looks futuristic. Maybe somebody else may say that. All I see is a community of housing for people that are destitute, people that are poor, people that have no job skills, people that need a home. Families need homes. Mm-hmm. They don't need to be on the street begging for money. They need a home. They need education.
That's right.
That's how you change civilization, is through giving back part of yourself in your life. Whatever your gift is in your life that you want to contribute to society, that's what we're here for, to give back to others.
That's right. That's how we get blessed. We get blessed by doing for others as well, because it comes right back. You see, Joe, your design, what I see, just hearing you, it's going to successfully bridge the gap between education and social services.
Yes.
So they're addressing two pressing needs in society with one innovative solution. The dedication to creating an inclusive and equitable society where STEM education and housing support are accessible to all. I love that. And when I speak of this is what I'm saying. We're not going to allow people. I mean, we can't save the whole world, but those that we can, we are going to give them the opportunity to become something, to contribute to society, because a lot of powerful minds are being wasted in the streets. Somebody did ask me, oh, well, not everybody knows science. Not everybody can do science. But you see, you don't know what you can do until you're given the opportunity. Am I right, Joe?
Well, that's right. I would say probably when you talk STEM, it is geared towards, advanced technologies. It is geared towards research and development. But you know what? The concept just isn't renewable energy. It's also agricultural technologies. I live here on a farm here in Brown Summit, and we have horses. And one thing I just started doing myself, which anybody really could do, was raising honeybees. Honeybees. That's not scientific, but it's very educational. It could be part of our agricultural component of our project, amongst other things. it does draw interest. So things of that nature, which not significantly talking about engineering designs, it's not talking about calculus, trigonometry, physics. It doesn't really touch that, but I tell you what, it's a pretty interesting field, especially for someone that wants to be a beekeeper.
Yes.
I don't know that I want to be a beekeeper, but I do like honey.
Yeah.
So things of that nature, when you're talking, the STEM, you have to kind of keep it in the big scope, a broad perspective of what we're trying to do with this project. And it encompasses so many areas. There could be jobs, numerous fields of jobs created through our program. And the thing is, not only that, you're going to learn about the design of the monolithic dome. It's not a complicated design. It's energy efficient. It's been able to withstand hurricanes up to Category 5. The design itself has been around since the mid-70s, but it doesn't have the technology side into it. And that's where my patent comes in and my design, to integrate that into a system. And that's kind of how I've been approaching this since 2009.
Now, one of the, initially when I first met you, we talked about taking the Joe Dome to Africa, to my village. We haven't forgotten now, have we, Joe?
No. What is my African name? My African name is Akichi. Right?
We're still going to do. Yeah, we're still going to take this to Nigeria. That is our goal. But in the meantime, we are going to be starting this project. We have a similar program, but it's not housing. Doesn't have the housing component here that we're looking to get started here in Atlanta, Georgia. But in America, in Ely, Nevada, we are going to build the Joe Dome project there. Now, tell me why you have selected Ely, Nevada.
So, that's a good important topic to bring up, because when you look at the concept as a whole, based on, our natural environment, which would enhance the capabilities of the concept, you want to have steady winds. You want to have an elevation that would produce steady winds for the wind turbines. You want to have moderate temperatures, even though the domes themselves could be built in a desert. They could be built in a very cold climate. The domes don't really care about temperature because they're super insulated. They're R35, which is one of the highest insulation structure you can build. So then we picked Ely, Nevada, that's how they pronounce it there, with Nevada. It had the geographical aspects which made my proof of concept a perfect place to locate the design. Once you have a proof of concept and you have blueprints and drawings that concept works in that environment, you can repeat that. You can repeat that project anywhere in the world. You can put it in the coldest environment. You can put it in the hottest environment. You can put it in the desert. It does not care. The systems operate in any environment. There is no structure, no design anywhere in the world that does that. That's my passion about this project. It's been created, be used in any area of the world. You can't say that about most designs for designs for homes, but I can say that about my design. I know it's true. It's been tested. It's been proven.
How does it withstand very, very damaging winds and earthquakes and all that sort of thing? How does this?
So then if you want to do a little research, maybe we don't have a lot of time to talk about today, but monolithic.com is an organization that builds my domes, and they're in Italy, Texas. So, the structure itself, when you say monolithic, what does that mean? Monolithic means that the structure of the dome is all the same. It's the same thing. It's all built into one dome. It doesn't have sections. It doesn't have roof tiles. It's all one entity in itself, that the monolithic dome is made of concrete and polyurethane. Concrete with rebar is a very strong structure. When you shape that structure into the form of a dome, it looks very much similar to half an egg. Have you ever taken an egg and you hold it on opposite ends, and you try to squeeze the egg in that paper thin shell? It's hard to break it. If you think of that in the monolithic dome, You're talking about 4 inches of concrete built into the dome that can take a bullet, it can take a projectile, it can take fire, it can take anything that would go against that dome. It's going to bounce right off. They've tested these domes with bullets. They've shot high caliber weapons at these domes. They bounce off. Well, that makes you a very safe home to live in, whether you're on the coast, whether you're in a place that's probably not very safe and you're protected inside. You know, one person I talked to about that lived in a monolithic dome, Dr. Osimiri, I talked to you about this. You know what they said?
Mm-hmm.
We feel safe inside these domes. They're very safe. And you know what they also said? It almost seems like what a child would be in a woman's womb. The safety of a child in a woman's womb, that's what they describe being inside the dome. Can you believe that? They said that. And this program is for women.
It's for women. How appropriate it is. How appropriate it is. I'm so excited. And the specific programs that these women are going to learn. And again, as I said earlier, somebody did say, well, not everybody's prone to learning science. But the point of the matter is that you don't know until you present them with the opportunity. So we're going to screen these girls, women, young women, starting at, from age 18. We're going to screen them to find out what their interest levels are, or to make sure they're interested in science. And remember, as you said earlier, it's not just science. It's not just technology. Agriculture is involved. They may learn agriculture. They may learn, like you said, how to raise bees or whatever. They learn how to cultivate agricultural products and all that. But they can learn technology, IT. They can learn sciences, biology. They can learn all kinds. Anything that has to do with STEM is going to be taught there, right? For those who are more inclined towards those things, that's where we'll direct them. Those who may be more inclined towards architecture, renewable energy, and that sort of thing, we are going to make that available for them. See, for my part, thank you. I just want to say thank you, because I do know that this is going to is setting a new standard for both sustainable architectural IT and social responsibility. Right. Social responsibility, anything that you're doing that has social responsibility is something it goes beyond just the technology aspect of it. It's how can the product help humanity, regular folks, right, to rise? A lot of these young people in foster care, they've gone through some challenges, but this is an opportunity for them to rise and become very constructive citizens of not just the United States, but certainly for the world. I'm looking at Africa.
Yes.
Your thoughts on that? Your thoughts on that?
Well, going back in my original trip to Liberia, I just saw so much devastation and poverty in Liberia on the mission trip. And that, that's really what kind of spurred me wanting to help in some way to create a program or something to help people around the world. When you see poverty and you see, devastated areas which may not have resources to create jobs or even a place to live, if you can do something that helps with that in a manner that supports education, and then, you talk about, was it Maslow? We talked about Dr. Osimiri, the need for human beings to have a safe place to live, food to eat, clothes to wear, and a home. How important is that for us as human beings to have those elements? And they're not complicated. It's a simple, what would you call it? Simple thought. Yes. Simple. It's something that we as human beings have to uplift ourselves. You can't uplift yourself if you don't have food to eat, if you don't have a place to live, in a safe environment. And that's a lot of the problems you see around the world. You may ask the question, well, why is that way in certain areas of the world? Well, maybe there's not enough people that really want to make the effort and care about those people. We don't know. But we, as part of this program, can care. We can bring this program to any country, any society. You want to uplift your people? Well, come talk to us about the STEM
Yes,
Joe Dome project. Come talk to us of what we can do to help your people.
your people. That's right. That's right. And that's just it. That's what excites me. Everything about it excites me. But the social responsibility arm of it, that that really excites me. Now let me ask you, what else will the project have? How else would it have the most impact beyond what we just talked about? How else? What else you would like to introduce for us to learn about how the project will have the most impact?
Well, I would say, you know, if you look at what the project's called, STEM Joe Dome project,
Yes.
it's very much geared towards education, and then I would say university academia. There's gonna be some partnerships there with probably several different types of universities that are going to be
Well,
able
you're going
to.
to partner with our university.
Yeah,
Remember, we started with our university, Cheese University.
that's
Remember
right.
that? Yeah.
That's right.
So you were going to you were going to chair the Department of Renewable Energy. That offer is still open. I want you
Oh,
to.
okay.
Yeah.
So,
We're
um,
not going to let you go, Joe. There's so much done. One of there's a young lady that was introduced to me about 2 days ago, 3 days ago actually, and I was sharing with her the possibility of her. She's ready to move to Nevada. She says,
mm.
"I'll go anywhere to be a part of this program because she is aging out of foster care."
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, she's aging out, and she's sharing with me that her nervousness to leave. She's quite happy with the home that she's in, but unfortunately, that home they will not continue funding her stay there. So that means she's going to be on her own. One of the key things about the individuals that are going to be living in the domes and taking advantage of the Educate Women Through STEM project that OMSI is going to be running is that we're not just going to, after two years, set them on their merry way. We have to ensure that it's a pipeline from the
Right,
dome to
right,
job. You understand what I'm saying?
right.
So because we don't want them to experience the same thing that they will ordinarily experience, they age out and they're on their own. No, we don't want to do that. We want to make
No.
sure you finish, it's just a 2-year certification. Once they're done with that, we put them with companies who are looking for women in that in STEM. So that's so exciting for me. And when I shared that with her, she can't wait. She says, I want to be in there. I want to be in there. And you can imagine, Joe, how distressing it
Oh,
is for young
sure,
people. What are
sure.
your thoughts on that? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, we talk about foster care, and then someone that's been in foster care system for so long. The really sad thing about it is they're kind of missing the family side of things. We were blessed to have a family to be brought up in,
Yes.
mother and father, or maybe even just single one parent. But a foster child has
Yeah.
never had that. And you introduce them
Yeah.
to a community of people that want to care for them like a family. That's going to uplift them.
Yes.
That's going to help them believe in themselves.
That's right. That's right. I as we once we establish the Nevada project, obviously the next step is Nigeria. Am I right, Joe?
Yeah, well, that's the plan. Once we have the proof of concept in Nevada,
Yeah,
there's
once we
going to
get
be Joe Domes quite a few places in Africa, Central America,
yes,
Caribbean,
yes,
Asia.
yeah,
They're going to start spreading around once the first concept
absolutely.
design's proven.
And why do I say that? Why am I excited at the possibility of Nigeria? First of all, I'm Nigerian, as you well know. There's an African proverb that says "Marasu lapwezi." That means beauty starts from within before it sees the light of day. So obviously, it's important to me that women in my community get an opportunity, to learn STEM through this facility. So I'm looking forward to that happening. But I think that the key thing here is that once we get started, we start putting out information all over the world what is happening here, so that the interest will explode. I know it will. I know people will be excited about this. I can't even begin to imagine how phenomenal it will be once it gets started and everybody else sees what we're doing there, and we start to graduate people, and they, of course, word of mouth themselves will start talking about what we're doing. I have another question for you. How will the project lead to cutting edge technologies?
Well, some of those technologies I've gotten my patent, which I can't talk about that. Whenever you have science, math, engineering people, when you have bright minds coming together, you come together with some concepts nobody's ever thought about. And you put that into an educational environment, an academia university that's doing engineering designs.
Yeah.
People are going to want to go to that university. So then, going back to the concept, when you have new ideas produce prototypes. Prototypes produce patents. Patents produce jobs. That's how it goes.
Yes. And also, I wanted to know, do you have other individuals who are going to be partnering with you in this project?
So when it goes, the part of the project is going to be, I have a geologist in West Africa and an administrative person that's in West Africa also. That's just my staff itself. But then, the partners that I would have with the project, of course, would be Solar Energy International, as far as the educational side, for the solar, wind, geothermal. You need to have a strong partner. They've done education around the world. It could be web-based. It could be on site. They've done this for many years. So that's one of the partners I would like to have on board. And then, of course, it would be sometimes social programs, something that's geared towards the social aspect of education. That's very important also, because some of these people have been abused. Some of these people have been through a lot of bad stuff. And if you don't deal with that, they're not really effective in their lives themselves. They need some type of therapy.
Yes. So the program, they educate women through STEM, that will be in the Dome project that OMSI is going to be operating, is going to include psychologists.
Yes.
Okay. Because many of those women, it's not many of those women, specifically we're targeting those women who are coming from foster care, and that they do have challenges. So we're going to have access, Then we're going to be communicating or collaborating with universities, of which Chase University will be one, but there are other universities that are involved in STEM education. We're going to be collaborating with them. Junior colleges as well. We're going to be collaborating with faculty from those environments. So we're going to be loaded with very learned people who are going to be training these women. I mean, we're talking about serious training, so that when these women come out, it's like, whoa, people are crazy about hiring them. They're not going to have any challenges getting jobs. That's the key. So if you have, as long as we have those kinds of individuals, training them, they will be very highly skilled when they come out. But there's personal needs are important too. So, their mental health is important. Yeah, you had something else you wanted to add?
Well, going back to aging out of foster care, where are those people going now? Where do they put them?
Nowhere.
That's the problem.
That's right. That's the problem.
So that's not good.
No, it's not. Now, let me be clear. To be clear, there are some social organizations in Nevada, in particular, and here in Atlanta, that are doing the best they can, right? But there's not enough facilities. There's not enough programs for them, you see. So a lot of them are lost to the community.
They're lost.
Yeah, they're lost. And that's a loss to the United States as well.
It is. It's some talent. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's the loss of talent. So we're trying to grab those talents while we can, and give them the opportunity to be constructive citizens. And while we're doing that, once the first batch is is graduated, then we bring another batch. And so you
Yeah,
can see there's going to
right.
be a continuation. It's not one time thing, and then we will continue. We'll just keep bringing them in.
And I would say, honestly, Dr. Osimiri, that when programs start, you originally have a concept that the program would start in this environment with these people.
Yeah.
It could expand to other groups of people, which we haven't really talked about yet. Once they see the concept being used and the programs, the people coming out of the programs, it could expand to other areas, other people.
Yes, and I can see even students from different schools coming there to learn.
That's right.
Because it's a very unique space. Very unique space. When I played the video, I showed. Do you mind? I do want to play the video internally here so that we can talk about some of the aspects of it. I can pause it and talk about it. So let me try and bring that in here so that we can talk about it. I think it's worth talking about. How excited is your wife about the project? I know she just is.
Well, I try to keep her in the loop on what's going on. It's so much information that I don't want her to not know to me, it's really been a part of my life for so long. And now my wife is a part of my life. And you have a happy wife, you got a happy life. So I got to keep my wife informed.
What I want to do is let's look at the video, and then I want to talk
Can we talk through it?
Yeah, go ahead. Tell us what are we.
Well, you might have to pause it. Pause it when you get inside the dome, right there. Right there. Okay. So we talked about the concept.
Okay, now what are we looking at here?
So this is the agricultural dome. Agricultural dome is the largest of all the domes that's part of the community. And then when you look at it, you have LED lights or your grow lights inside. This dome is a big dome. And it's to the point where you would have internal growing plants from the, it's like a rotating system that grows plants with artificial light. So you're producing food 24/7, 365 days a year. And that little orange door that goes down below the dome, you have food storage. You can make food. You have too much food, you can sell the food. You can sell the food to the local community. And the food is organically grown. It's produced from biomass type fertilizer. They call it, there's a term for that fertilizer, poop cakes. They call them poop cakes, what they call them. But that's generated from the biomass system, which produces energy for the community. And the waste product of the biomass are these cakes used for organic fertilizer, natural cakes. You'll see them anywhere on some farms that grow organically. So then if you know about going to the grocery store to buy organic foods, they're not the cheaper foods. They're the expensive foods. So then the community that's producing these foods to sell to the community, that money gets put back into the project for the people going through the programs. So that's a good thing. So then that's the inside of the dome. And if you go into the actual monolithic dome, the home domes, they're all connected together. And then the community itself, to get access, to get inside the dome, there's only one access point, and that's on the southern end of the large dome. You'll see it when you do the panorama view of the large dome on the outside. But these domes are very
And this
efficient.
is inside of the dome. This is where the people will be living, right?
Yeah, they have a kitchen, they've got bathrooms.
I love it. It's so clean and it's just up. Yes.
Well, these videos obviously have an African theme to them, because when I did the design video years ago, the project was going to be built in Nigeria, and then so the design work that was done, you see a lot of African theme work in it. And then the skylight you just saw above you, if you back up, the skylight is the solar system for the dome. So then, So then the domes are 2 levels, and you have the ability to have bedrooms, common areas, you know.
Yeah.
So then we go a little bit farther through the video, right? You can right a little bit farther. Keep going, keep going. A little bit farther, a little farther. So you see the door. Keep going. I'll tell you when to stop.
Yeah.
Okay, we went kind of past it, but on that same.
Well, this is the short version.
Yeah.
This is the short version.
So the thing about a community that's housing people that have been through maybe an abusive environment, people that are concerned about safety, is the dome community has one access point. One access point to get inside the domes. You can't just go through multiple sides of the village. There's only one access point for security. And it goes back to the fact this is a secure, safe place to live. And people that have been abused or through rough times, they need that safety. They need safety and security to flourish.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. You know what? We are going to take a quick break. And Joe, I'm going to come back, and then I'm going to ask you to please share with us how people can get in touch with you if they are interested in getting in speaking with you a little bit further. But I'm going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Okay, great.
Just to let everybody know that we get excited on the show. If you want to be featured, just get in touch with you, get in touch with us, and we'll be more than happy to feature you. As you can see, we feature very powerful people. Perhaps you are one of those that we need to feature. Thank you so much, Joe. Joe, the people that want to know how to get in touch with you, can you please let us know how to get in touch with you?
Oh, so probably the best way would be by email. And if you want to email me, Byers, BYERSCJ at iCloud, I'll follow up with a response to you if you want to email me, have questions about the project. And that email is also listed on the STEM Joe Dome Project YouTube channel. If you go into the subject description, it's at the very bottom there. If you want to just reference that, my contact information is in that video. So I highly encourage you, if you haven't been on our Facebook site for the STEM Joe Dome Project, there it just got posted. Whoever did that, thank you. There's a good place for updates, news, upcoming news, things we're doing with the project, and then we communicate. Ben Ofora is my web page manager for the Facebook site. He'll respond to you. He'll let me know if there's a question that you want to ask. So feel free to comment on that Facebook site also.
Yes, and it's so important that after this show, if anybody, whatever comments that you would like to make, whatever opinion you have about this program, please do not hesitate to leave your message and let us know what you think about this. We are certainly so excited that Joe was able to join us today. And Joe, we're going to have to bring you back. This is not the last time that you're going to be on the show.
Oh, I thought you only did it one time.
Let people know. No, we can't have you just one time. We're going to have you come back, obviously, and discuss the updates, give updates. So let me ask you, when is it that I know you have applied for your patent?
Right.
When will the STEM Joe project obtain its patent, and who is the designer and inventor owner of the future patent?
Well, the patent is gone through patent reviews. It passed the patent review already. There's that was the best. That was the best news I ever got when they said this design has never been created before. It's like, yes, I got an original idea. They called it a novel idea. It's novel, never been thought of before. That made me excited. So obviously, I've been working on this for 16 years, and I filed filing for the patent myself, so it'd be patent pending. And they asked for inputs from me on the design, so I can't really discuss any specifics about that until I have the final patent, and that takes anywhere from 12 to 18 months. So I would say probably in a year I should have a plaque on my wall that says STEM Joe Dome Project. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, it's going to be quite an exciting. I have the news media that are ready for once we get going. Some of the news media here in Atlanta, Georgia, that I've already communicated with, and they wanted to do an article. I said, well, wait a minute, let me interview Joe first. We'll have Joe before we do anything else. But I think that people are always looking for something to do to help humanity. People are always looking. You know, it's not something that we're not. That thirst is a human thirst to help others, and it's always wonderful when you come up with just the right idea to promote not just technology, but to also promote social responsibility. You know, and most organizations are looked upon favorably because of that component of the organization, that social responsibility part of it. And you have invited us in, African Women Mobilization Commission, to be a part of that social responsibility. And we are just so excited and honored to be a part of it. I'm really truly looking forward to. I've always had to look forward to working with you, Joe, and it just seems like it's going to become a reality. And
well, you're my twin sister, or we're connected at the hip, I think, right?
From another mother. As I'm looking forward to when we come and cut the ribbon once in Nevada, once the dome is the beginning of the construction of the dome. I will be there. We'll all be there.
Can we have some drums?
So many of us will be there because.
Can we play some drums?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, we'll bring the drummers, we'll bring the dancers, we'll bring everything, because what a program.
I like drums.
And certainly by then, yes, you know what, I since you like drums, you're going to Nigeria with us, so when you do, we are going to make sure that you have an exceptional drum to take home.
Oh, I get a drum?
You of us. Of course you'll get a drum. And like you had indicated, you want some shirts as well. We'll certainly make sure that you get those.
Well, that's going to make me truly African then, if I have a drum.
We're all African when all is said and done, are we not?
That's true.
We all came from the motherland, all of us. So, it's just, so anyway, is there anything else, Joe? I'll give you the last summary. What is your summary that you like to share?
Well, Dr. O, I have a lot of respect for yourself and the things you've been with in your life. And, you haven't had an easy life, but you've been an inspiration to me, and I consider you to be my mentor. So I know, and I get emotional talking about this sometimes, but, when we get to the end of our lives and we will look back at what did we do with our lives, what's going to be on your headstone?
Yes. Yes. You just
today is a new day and the sun will rise. Tomorrow doesn't matter. Any mistakes we made in our past that we regret, they don't matter. The sun will rise today, and today is a new beginning.
That's it. That's it. What you didn't do yesterday, you have today. You've been given the opportunity to do it today. You know, Joe, you just said something that, and that's something my father always, God love him, he's now an ancestor. My father always said to me, what would your tombstone say? What would your tombstone say when you leave this earth? What did you achieve? It's not just your personal achievement that matters. That matters, yes. But people don't always remember your personal achievement. They remember how you made them feel. They
Yes.
remember what you did for them. If your life is remembered, if it's worth remembered, it's not based on just your own personal achievement. It is what people will say, there lies the woman, there lies the man who did this and did that. This is how they impacted my life. So it's important that people remember that. Remember, as you live your life, remember that what matters is what did you do. Joe, you will be remembered. You will be very much
Well, I don't know.
will be. I'm telling you, everybody that passes through the Joe Dome will remember the person who designed it and the purpose he designed it for. I am personally going to remember that I had a dream as well. And my dream had always been to make a difference in the world for women who are particularly very vulnerable all over the world.
Yes,
My
yes.
charge is, what can I do to be of assistance? What can I do to help? And it's always wonderful to run across those people that will help you make sure that your own dream become a reality. And I am so
Reality.
grateful, thankful that you have pulled me into your program. And I do believe that here in Nevada and also here in Atlanta, we are going to make a difference in the lives of women. And
I
and
believe
let's
that's
remember,
strong. Yes.
let's remember when you make a difference in the lives of women, you're making a difference in the lives of the men and also the children. So everybody benefits when a woman is uplifted. So thank you for your
Yes.
vision. Thank you for bringing us into your being a part of your vision. We are looking forward to working with you. I have no doubt whatsoever that there is going to be the project that everybody will be talking about very soon. Thank you so much, Joe, for being on the show. And thank you, everyone who joined us. You have been instrumental for sharing your thoughts. And don't forget, please leave more thoughts on the page so that we can come back and respond to some of your questions or some of your comments. Again, thank you, Joe. Thank you, everyone. And I hope you all have a wonderful day.
Thank you.